about how does the saxophone player cope with a difficult passage in orchestra. He changes his reed. Now, one of the things I really don't like doing is being stuck inside on a really nice day, although saying that, it's now sort of started to cloud over a little bit, which is good for the camera. Now, one of the big downsides to doing anything outside, one second. Hello? Can we switch the plug over or not? Why is it whenever you think you're saving money, you never do? That's the garage, the compressor I bought doesn't fit. Welcome along to today's vlog. Yes, I did practice outside yesterday, and then I got that phone call and it completely kabushed everything because basically the aircon compressor I bought for my car, the garage turned around and told me the plug fitting was wrong, so they've got to order one in, which is going to cost me 3 times the price I thought I was saving, so I was not best pleased about that. And then today I was supposed to be getting the head unit fitted for the Apple CarPlay. That isn't going to happen now because I still haven't got my car back, so I'm a bit off. Soprano practice today. I'm transcribing a version of Sunny Side of the Street from Branford Marsalis, which I've just found on YouTube. It's great. I've heard him play it before, but I've never actually seen the recording, so it's great to use transcribe to take that down, loop it around a little bit, get used to it. That's going to be my project on soprano for the next few weeks, trying to get down as much of that Branford solo as I can, just to get my ears tuned in, just to move along from that. Did remind me though of a tweet I put out a while back, where some guy was talking about how he reckoned Jesus had taught him to play the soprano saxophone. I said I'd stick to Sidney Bechet, Steve Lacy and Branford. Branford said I should stick to 2 of those 3, not the other one. I'm also working on this concerto for the soprano saxophone by Dave Heath, which I used to be able to play, but for some reason today I can't, mainly because I haven't looked at it for 2 or 3 years, which reminds me of this video that I saw on YouTube and shared on the Cambridge Saxophone Facebook page.
So how does practice or repetition affect the inner workings of our brains? The axons that exist in the white matter are wrapped with a fatty substance called myelin.
And it very much underlines what you can read about in This Is Your Brain on Music Book, which is excellent. But I wanted to talk today very, very briefly about how I deal with the difficult passages. Now, I don't deal with the difficult passages in the old joke about how does the saxophone player cope with a difficult passage in orchestra. He changes his reed. What we need to do, as you heard me doing there, is this bit of letter K. It's up on the top F sharp on the soprano. I just wasn't able to play it. I used to be able to play it. What I do with students, I'm not going to necessarily do it today just for the sake of time. I suppose it's in one way I should do, but I'll just show you this little passage here. Now, what I am doing with that is what I could do is take it out. Actually, let's do it. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to write it out in crotchets. So you can see, or quarter notes if you're in the States. So basically, I've taken it from, it's very high, so you're reading ledger lines, which automatically generates a little bit in your brain which says, this is difficult. You've also then got the fact that it's moving around in a very difficult place. So stick it into the simplest note you learn. And the psychology of this is that, of course, the first note you ever learn tends to be a quarter note or a crotchet. Okay, I'm going to flip between those two quite a little bit. I'll tell you what, I'll just call them crotchets because I am English. But basically, you've got these crotchets, and then they could do a quarter note then, and that just helps with your brain. It makes it seem simpler. It just fires off in your brain. This is easier. It's just crotchets. Okay, and then you just turn the metronome on. So if I play these crotchets here, so I've got the metronome here at 130. And then normally take it up 10 or 20 on the metronome. Keep increasing the speed, and then halve the speed on the metronome, so then it's taking it in quavers again. And it's the only way to do it. It's about building that myelin over the neurons so that basically your muscle memory can remember how to play that. And there's also another good reason for doing that. Psychologically, if you've got a difficult bit, when you're playing a piece in a concert, something like that, your brain's always going to be going, do you know what, Dan? That difficult bit's coming up. You know the bit you always get wrong? That bit with the higher sharps? It's coming up. And you need to be able to tell that voice in your head, no, I have practiced this bit and I can nail it. It's a year ago today since the dreadful events of Grenfell Tower, and I'm just watching the vlog I made about it a couple of weeks after it happened. For me, only when I got to see the tower, and it's kind of one of those towers you do see them around major cities, but it's just so striking when you saw that burnt out shell of a building, and then you think of the people who died in there. Now, I normally will watch the first kind of 4 or 5 games of every single game of the tournament, if I can. By about kind of middle of next week, I'll have had enough and I'll just be watching the England games and the key games. But I am quite excited about the World Cup. I'm not very happy about it being in Russia, but I am excited about the World Cup. Definitely not excited about this guy. Now, I'm well aware that I sound like a total first world meme, but having aircon back in the car when you've not had it throughout the whole spring and the start of the summer, it's so nice to get in the car and have a cold blast of air. But I realise it's a thing. The light tonight is just beautiful, and Kate's having a bath, kids are in bed. There is another 40 minutes till sunset, so I'm going to get the drone out. Please tell me I brought the iPhone with me. Let's try again. So I hope that proves useful to you. Thank you very much for watching today. Don't forget to check out my last vlog here. This is what I was up to this time last year. I will see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye!